Whenever a new football season starts, after everything we saw in the transfer market, हर एक फुटबॉल फैन से चैंपियंस लीग के ड्रॉस के लिए ही वेट कर रहा था. Unlike you're a Manchester United fan. Jokes aside, guys, चैंपियंस लीग का जो लीग फेज है उसके ड्रॉज आ चुका है. एंड माय ओ माय देयर आर सम डिलीशियसली गुड गेम्स भाई. कुछ तो कुक किया है यूएफए वालों ने. Look, there was a lot of criticism regarding this season, this particular format of UCL when it first came out. But just look at the games, bhai. If you look at the games, you will understand that we as football fans have a very unpredictable and entertaining season ahead of us. But देखो भाई, ये guess वैस का काम तो हम नहीं करते. Whatever I say is inevitable. So, in this video, we are going to give you my unbiased and inevitable reaction and as well as predictions about the UCL League phases 2026. And this is going to be a lot of fun. So sit back and enjoy the video. Let's talk about it then. Let's talk about all the groups, all the matches, all the draws that happened yesterday. If we have to talk about the Champions League, then why not start with the defending champions? PSG won the Champions League last year. They not only won the Champions League, they completed the treble, something which is still a dream for Real Madrid fans. Bhai, I don't know what FIFA or UEFA smoked before drawing this particular group, but this is the hardest group, bhai. Belt to ass. I mean, Bayern Munich, Barcelona, the best team in the world, Atalanta. I don't think so. They are that good like last year, but still, they're a pretty good team. Not only that, Atalanta has a very good manager, which is Gasperini, and I think we can't really question him, right? He is Gasperini ball. So apart from that, I don't think so. Leverkusen is going to be a very big challenge for Paris Saint-Germain because it's Ten Hag really. Then it's Tottenham. To be honest, Spurs season transfer market has gone very underrated. They have got some quality bowlers. They've also got, I think, Javi Simmons now. Javi Simmons, Mohamed Kudus. There are a lot of players they are going to be a good team under Thomas Frank, I feel like, because Thomas Frank is a very well proven Premier League manager. Not only about the Premier League, he can also man manage quite well. So I'm expecting Tottenham to give PSG a bit of a fight. We know how Spurs are. They does a Spursy time to time. So, it's quite, likely that they're going to beat PSG and they're going to lose to a team like Sporting or like Athletic Club or teams like that. So we don't know what we're going to get from Spurs on a given day. Other than that, I don't think so. Sporting is going to give PSG a very big problem because Sporting has a lot of players who has left their squad already. Other than that, the match I'm looking forward the most is obviously the match against Barcelona. Other than that, I think PSG versus Newcastle United is going to be a better match even than the PSG versus Bayern Munich match because Newcastle, again, as like Spurs, they have a very underrated squad. They have signed some good bowlers. I don't know about Voldemort signing, signing him for around 85 to 90 million euros. I don't know about that because, I don't think so. He has proved himself to be that expensive of a player. But they had to get someone because they can't really play Isak. We talked about it last video that Isak has told that he's not going to wear the shirt of Newcastle anymore. So because of that, they had to get a replacement as soon as they could, and they did it. They got a good striker. I have seen him play sometime, like a couple of times. I've seen some highlights of him. He's not a very bad striker, guys. He's a very good striker. Other than that, they have got some really underrated players like Anthony Elanga, right? So I feel like Newcastle versus PSG is going to be a very underrated match, and it is going to be a very entertaining and tactical match. Even I feel like. Other than that, obviously PSG versus Bayern Munich is going to be the one of the biggest match in this game, and I can't wait, bhai. I can't wait to see my team face PSG because Barcelona should have faced PSG last season in the Champions League final. I know there is going to be a lot of people that is going to be saying that I'm delusional. We didn't even win against Inter, so how can I say that we could have beaten PSG, right? But I know the kind of team we were and the kind of team PSG were. We were a perfect match, to go against each other's tactics because I felt like that match was the only thing that was missing from the last basically. So I think this is going to be the most awaited match, Barcelona versus PSG. And to be honest, I think PSG is going to give us some trouble. It is not going to be a very dominating match that we're going to dominate, but I believe in my team. I feel like whatever PSG can do, we can counter that. We can score more goals than them, and I think Barcelona is going to win this match. Apart from that, I can't really say anything about the other matches. But PSG versus Bayern Munich, I can say I feel like PSG is going to get a edge here, and they're gonna clinch this victory. Against any other team, I don't see them struggling that much. So from this particular group against PSG, I would expect them to win against Bayern Munich. I would not expect them to win against Barcelona. Atalanta, I think PSG will win this match. Leverkusen, I think they are going to give them belt to ass. Tottenham, it's a very tricky match again. I'm gonna go with a 2-2 draw. And Sporting, I again don't think Paris is going to have any issues. Newcastle United, though, this is the match that I'm gonna give my bold predictions. That I don't think. I think that Newcastle is gonna beat PSG. Yeah, they are gonna beat PSG. I think the score can be 2-1 or even 3-2 as well, depending upon the night. So yeah, Newcastle is gonna beat PSG in this particular fixture, and I don't think so they have any issues facing Athletic Club. So this is a very hard group. I would say the hardest draw that has been drawn between any other team. But we still expect PSG to qualify. I don't think it is a very big factor, as everybody is saying that we need to qualify within the top 8. Yeah, that is a very good deal if you are a team that is facing a lot of games in a season, right? Because you don't have to play the extra two playoff rounds. Two games is a very big deal in a season where there are a lot of games and trophies to compete for, and also there is World Cup as well next year. So because of that, I feel like Newcastle is going to win against Paris, and Paris is going to qualify within the top 8. Moving ahead, let's talk about Inter Milan then. Last season's finalist, but got battered by PSG in the Champions League final 2025. I'm gonna be honest, I have lost all hopes for Inter Milan. I think they have become a team like Dortmund who tends to choke at the crunch moments in the season. They were at a time chasing a quadruple last season, let me remind you. And by the end of the season, they didn't win a single silverware. So that is something that we need to question about Inter's mentality. Looking at their group, then I would say they have got a quite a fair group. There are some tricky matches, but from the pot 3 and pot 4, they have got some really easy games, man. I don't think so Slavia Praha, Ajax, Kairat Almaty, Union SC is going to give Inter any issues. But saying that, I think they don't have the quality to beat Liverpool in this particular fixture. So in my prediction, Liverpool is going to win this game. Dortmund, whatever you say that any team, right, any team become a fodder team or a chokers, but none is bigger chokers than Borussia Dortmund. I don't know about them that much. I don't think so their transfer market was anything special. They have got a new coach, and at the start of the season they were looking kind of clueless. So I don't really think that Dortmund has the firepower or even the quality to beat Inter Milan. So in this match I'm going to go with Inter. Now, these two games, Inter Milan versus Arsenal and Inter Milan versus Atleti, very spicy games, because we all know that Inter and Arsenal are both defensively very solid teams. Arsenal are the best defensive side in the Premier League for quite a while now, and we know about Atleti Cholo Simeone, right? We know his football, how he likes to play, and they are also defensively very good. Although in this season, I would say they have got some really good signings, and their transfer market was really underrated. Everybody was talking about Real Madrid and how they spend so much money in the transfer market. Atleti has spent more money than Real Madrid in this transfer market. They have got players like Johnny Cardoso, Alex Baena. They have got replacements for every player that they let go at the end of the season. I don't think that they have properly replaced Rodrigo De Paul, who were an integral part of that midfield. So that is the only reason in this particular game I'm gonna give Inter a slight edge. But I think against Arsenal, Arsenal is going to beat Inter though. So from this group, we are going with Liverpool gonna win, then Inter gonna beat Dortmund, Arsenal gonna beat Inter, Atleti is gonna get beaten by Inter Milan. Then I don't think so Slavia Praha, Ajax, Kairat Almaty or Union Izzi is gonna do anything to Inter. To be honest, bold prediction, I'm predicting that Inter Milan is not gonna finish within top 8. They're gonna qualify for the next round, for the qualification round where you have to play two more games. And I am sure that they're gonna qualify for the round of 16 as well, but not in just that top 8 spot. Now then, Moving on to Juventus. To be honest, looking at this particular draw, man, it's meh. I mean, yeah, there are some teams that is going to give Juventus some issues, but that is not because those are the teams that you want to play against, but it's more on Juventus that they are not really in a very good spot right now. They have not been playing good for a couple of seasons, for the last couple of seasons. Thiago Motta, I don't really think how he's going to line up his team, but what I can say that this is a very easy group, but because it is Juventus, I still think that Juventus versus Madrid is going to be a good game. Other than that, I still feel like Benfica is going to beat Juventus because they still have a very good team. Villarreal, a lot of people are sleeping on Villarreal, guys, because I think the team that they are going to also give some competition to Atleti, to Barca, to Madrid in the La Liga as well. They are playing very electric football, and you shouldn't underestimate Villarreal, guys. So from this particular group, I think Juventus is not going to have any issues beating the likes of, I think, Monaco. I think they are going to beat them. Pafos, I don't know about anything much about them. Bode Glimt, I also think Juventus is going to beat them as well. Sporting CP, still, this could be a tricky game. I would say there could be something around a draw, but I'm still going to go with Juventus beating Sporting as well. But I will not go with Juventus beating Villarreal. I think Villarreal do have the quality and they are on a better form than Juventus in the last season as well. So I think they are the one that is going to beat Juventus in this particular match. Benfica also I think is going to give Juventus some issues. Benfica is a very good team attackingly. You saw like what they did to Barcelona last season, right? We got the at the end of the day we got the win in all the matches, but they give us a pretty good heart attack, right? Give all the Barca fans a pretty good heart attack. So I would say that we can't really say that they are fodders. So I would predict Juventus versus Benfica, that Benfica is going to have a slight edge, and in the match against Real Madrid, to be honest, bhai, no. I think Madrid is going to beat Juventus. They do have a better team, better coach, better tactics. They are on a better form. So let's see. Yeah, and Dortmund, we should not talk about Dortmund. So everybody is saying they are the world champions, right? So let's see how they fare against Barcelona, the actual best team in the world, right? So let's talk about Chelsea then. To be honest, man, Chelsea got a very, very easy group. Depending on the quality that they have and the availability of the players, I feel like only the games against Barcelona, Bayern Munich, and maybe Napoli are going to be a little bit worrisome for Chelsea. Other than that, I can't really see any other team that is going to give them any difficulties. I do feel like Barca is going to beat Chelsea, and we're gonna show the whole world that we deserve to be, the world champions or whatever the fuck it is, you know. Other than that, I feel like Chelsea versus Bayern Munich is going to be a very electric game. It is the same game that happened in the 2012 Champions League final, I guess, where Bayern beat Chelsea. So it is going to be very interesting to see how Chelsea is going to get their revenge on Bayern, or Bayern is going to beat Chelsea once again. Other than that, I feel like none of the games are very hard. Game against Benfica could be a little, you know, uh, 50-50 maybe 70-30 more. Other than that, Chelsea versus Napoli. This is a good game. This is going to be a very good game. Antonio Conte, we know about him, right? We know how successful he is and how he likes to play his football. So it's going to be all around haram ball from Napoli, and Chelsea has to completely break them down. But still, I feel like Napoli has got some good players. Scott McTominay. They now have Kevin De Bruyne as well, who has the experience playing against Chelsea for all these years. He was in Man City. Other than that, I don't feel like any other team is going to give them a very big issues. Not the likes of Ajax, not the likes of Pafos, or even Karabakh as well. Arsenal, baby, let's go. So Arsenal का जो draw है, this is, I would say, pretty favorable draw to from my point of view, because I think they've got teams that they can beat. Yeah, Arsenal versus Bayern Munich is going to be a deliciously good match, man. Other than that, I feel like we have already talked about Arsenal versus Inter, um, Arsenal versus Atleti as well. These two games are going to be very good 50-50 games. Other than that, I don't think so. Olympiakos could be a very hostile ground because they are a team from Greece, I guess, and they don't really have a very big stadium, but it's very hostile. A lot of fans there. So, other than that, I don't think so. Slavia Praha, Kairat Almaty, Athletic Club, could be a very good shout who could give Arsenal some issues. But still, man, I think Arsenal do have the quality to beat most of the teams. Other than that, I would say Bayern is the team who could beat Arsenal, right? We have talked about this game already. Other than that, there is not much in this group. Athletic Club versus Arsenal could be a good game. Nico Williams could be a very, big piece in this particular fixture. But come on, man, Arsenal has all the quality in the world that they could need to beat all these teams. So Arsenal, I'm gonna predict that they're gonna finish within the top eight as well. Finally, we're gonna get this particular match, man. To be honest, everybody has been waiting, guys. Liverpool versus Real Madrid is going to be a hell of a match because there are so many fucking storylines by in this one singular game. Trent Alexander-Arnold is gonna go back to Anfield, but this time not in a red shirt, but in a white shirt playing for Real Madrid. That sounds like mind-boggling, bhai. Like Trent is going to be playing against Liverpool. Like he is the Liverpool boy, he is the wonder boy, he is the star, right, of that team. But football is, unpredictable. You don't know what is going to happen. So we have this particular match in our hand. And to be honest, UEFA at this point, ये AI वेआई का जो बहाना है मत दो at least. Just tell people that you want to give us the games that we want to watch and just make the draw like that. Like, what is this? Bhai? Barca is playing against PSG and Chelsea. Real Madrid is playing against Liverpool, Man City. Again, man, like, what is this? Whatever it is, this game is going to be just blockbuster. We are gonna try to do a watch along in this match as well. Let's see, how things goes. But in this match, it is going to be very, very hard. Talking about predictions, it's not really very like wise to predict this game. It's completely 50-50 in my opinion. But still, I would give a slight edge to Liverpool because the kind of squad Liverpool has, it's scary, bhai. Like there was a line last season like regarding Real Madrid that Barca doesn't need to get ready, the world needs to get ready, right? Things like that. This Liverpool team is like that. The world should be feared from them, but still they also need to figure out to, you know, build up the chemistry between these new players that they have. And I think Arne Slot is going to do that quite well. These matches are going to happen after some time, so Arne Slot is also going to have time with his team, and with that time, I feel like they are going to be a very like hard force to beat, man. Liverpool this season is going to be scary. Saying that, I do think they do have the quality. Florian Wirtz, Ekitike, they have signed Kirkes. Who else? That Frimpong guy, right back, right? If they get Isak, it's done, by it's done. Like, what else you want us to do, bro? Like, other teams want to play as well. What the fuck? Whatever it is, man, they do have the money. They can sign all these players. We can't say anything. So I would say Liverpool is gonna win against Madrid. This is my bold prediction. Other than that, Liverpool versus Inter going to be a very good game. Except for that, they have got a fodder draw, man. Like any team in Liverpool's position, they already know that they have qualified for the top eight, man. And even with looking at this group, I would say they can, come first, which doesn't really have any advantages when you look at the bigger picture. Last year, Liverpool was first and they faced PSG in the round of 16. So there was not really any advantages as per finishing first in the league phases. But looking at this draw, they do have the chance to, achieve that first place very easily. If they beat Real Madrid, they beat Inter, I think they can beat Atleti as well. They don't really have any match which can, get which is a 50-50, Only the match maybe against Real Madrid and Inter. Except for these two matches, all the matches are winnable. And I'm gonna predict Liverpool to win all of other matches other than Liverpool, or other than Inter Milan and Real Madrid. I think that they can beat Real Madrid as well, but there is still a chance Madrid can do their, magic and, just get the game to their end. So let's talk about Man City now, should we? So looking at this particular draw from for Manchester City, I would say that the allegations I gave UEFA to rig this particular draw is, proving to be very true because just look at the games by Man City versus Dortmund. We have seen it countless amount of time. Man City versus Real Madrid. This is like a yearly ritual at this point. This is like I think fourth season in a row that we are getting to see Man City versus Real Madrid in the Champions League, right? Like this is ridiculous, bhai. Like everybody is tired of this game. Come on, like they have beaten you sometime, you have beaten them sometime. So let it go, fam. Let it go. What the hell? Whatever it is, man. जब draw हुआ है तो they have to play against each other. Man City is not really in a very good spot right now. Pep is a bit nonchalant, I would say. He is trying to figure out this team. He's trying to make sure that the same mistakes they did last year, they're not going to repeat it, right? They've got a lot of players. They've signed a bunch of players, Ryan Cherky, right? Players like Reindeers, players like they already got Marmoush and all those other players last year in the summer transfer window. Other than that, they have got, I think, defenders as well. Uh, Sain Nuri, and overall their squad is really really great, right? So it's just about Pep Guardiola to figure out a tactical perfection for this team because he likes to be always perfect, right? So need to figure out how they wants to keep the ball, how they wants to defend. The bigger problem for Man City is their defense, right? Their rest defense. It was really diabolical last season, and Pep has fixed it quite to an extent, but I would still say that they still have some work to do. Pep still have some work to do. And no, I don't think so. Like Pep is a manager who has gone trophyless 2 seasons in a row, and this is a record for him. And I think this year, even if not the Champions League, they're gonna win some sort of trophy, right? Maybe some domestic trophy. But looking at these matches, there are some really, really good matches as well. Match against Real Madrid, of course, it's an anticipated game. I don't think so. Man City gonna have any issues against Ten Hag's Leverkusen. Villarreal, though, can give Man City a little bit trouble. I'm expecting this match to be a draw. But then comes the biggest match in this draw, which is Napoli against Man City. Kevin De Bruyne, we all know, Man City legend, left Man City this season to join Napoli, and UEFA thought, ठीक है कोई नहीं इन दोनों के अगेंस्ट मैच करवा देते हैं किसी को क्या ही पता चलेगा है ना. But other things aside, this is going to be a very warm welcome for Kevin De Bruyne because normally what happens अगर कोई player आपके club में खेलता है and they leave your club in their prime, right? Or they still have a lot of things to give your club, but they decide their future in a different club. Then in those kind of scenarios, there are hostile environments. There could be a lot of hostility towards that player. But I don't think so that's going to be the case for Kevin De Bruyne because De Bruyne has given his everything to this club, to Man City, has given his entire career, his prime to Man City, and he has left only when he was in his last wheels in his career, right? So I think this is going to be a very warm welcome, a very beautiful thing to see, Kevin De Bruyne returning to Man City, and for that thing only, I'm really focused towards this match. And again, Pep Guardiola versus Antonio Conte. It is going to be a fierce rivalry. Let's see who prevails. And other than that, I don't really think any other team is going to give Man City a very big issue. I think they're going to win against Bodo Glimt, Galatasaray, Monaco, Napoli. There is questions. Villarreal, there is questions. Leverkusen, they're going to beat. Dortmund, they're going to beat. Real Madrid, I'm giving it 50-50. Anybody can win this game, guys. I know I have to give my bold predictions. Let's see. I would say Man City gonna win. Man City gonna beat Real Madrid. Let's see what happens. From pot 4, guys, we're only going to be looking at couple of teams like Newcastle and Spurs. So if we talk about Newcastle's fixtures, I would say they have got not got that easy of a draw, right? They have got some very very tricky teams, I feel like, and I feel like they're going to struggle a bit in this Champions League season because they have a very underrated squad, I would say. But saying that, they were rejected by a lot of players this transfer window. They were not able to get their first priority targets. They had to get their backup targets. So that is going to be, I think, a factor in playing all in this. And Newcastle is going to have to show a very unexpected performance to qualify for the top 8. Although I feel like they're going to qualify within the playoff spots, but yeah, top 8 is looking grim for them, seeing at the fixtures, because I don't really think they do have the quality to beat Barcelona as well as PSG. There could be something against PSG because I think Newcastle's midfield is really physical, and they really depend on that physicality, on that rough and tough football in the midfield. So they can cause PSG's midfield some issues, right? Other than that, New Benfica is a bit of a tricky match as well. PSV is a tricky match as well. Marseille is always a tricky match. Just ask PSG. Athletic Club is also going to be a bit of a tricky match as well. So in this particular group, I can only confidently say that Newcastle is gonna beat Union SG I would say they can beat PSV quite easily, Leverkusen as well, and Marseille. Other than that, there is four games which is going to be very hard for Newcastle. They have to like show us why they are qualifying for the Champions League every single season, because obviously they need to prove themselves, right? They're getting rejected by all these players, but I don't think so. They really should. They really have a solid project. They're working on their project do diligently, and I think like in the next 5 years, Newcastle is going to be a very big force in the Premier League as well. They're going to be less, I was about to say they're going to be bigger than Manchester United. But obviously, no, like Manchester United has a lot of history. So if you're comparing on that, they are not going to match Manchester United. But on current form, on current success, I think they're gonna surpass a lot of clubs like within the next 5 to 6 years. So let's see. To be honest, there is nothing much to talk about the prediction of these fixtures, the matches that Tottenham has. I think I don't really like to predict Tottenham games. I don't know what that club is. Don't understand that club pretty, often most of the times. Like we don't know that what kind of Spurs we're gonna see in this tournament, so I'm not gonna predict any of their games. Although seeing their group, I can say that they have some really fodder teams to play against. I think they can beat Monaco easily, Copenhagen easily, Bodo Glimt easily. They're gonna beat Slavia Praha as well. Frankfurt against Frankfurt, this match could be a little tricky. A match against Villarreal as well, but they are beating Dortmund, and obviously I will not say they're going to beat PSG because PSG the best team in the world last season, and I don't think so Tottenham have the quality. Although the kind of underrated transfer market Tottenham had, they could give a very good fight to PSG. This is going to be a good game. This is a game that everybody should watch. I think tactically also this game going to be very tactically astute even. Now then, last but not the least, let's talk about my club, the club I support, FC Barcelona. So, looking at this particular draw, when I first saw it, bruh, I was way too happy. And the reason is that because every single Barcelona fan, being it a logical fan or a delusional fan, said last year that they should have played the Champions League final. Hell, even some pundits and other players also said that the Champions League final was very bad, and if Barca was in place of Inter Milan, if Inter didn't score that last goal within the last 30 seconds of the match against Barca, Barca would be in the final and they could have given a lot more fight to PSG for the Champions League title, right? So that is a very big reason that I want to see this match happening, and every single Barca fan and neutral fan also want to see this match because, of course, if Barca loses, everybody can banter us, right? That is something that everybody want to do with Barcelona. But if we win, we're gonna show the whole world that yeah, if we played against PSG last season, it would have been a different story, right? So not only that, PSG and Barcelona has become some sort of a rivalry, I would say, European rivalry, same as Manchester City against Real Madrid. We see these two teams compete against each other in this competition quite often. These years, every single year, to be honest, we just didn't see it last year because it was set up in a way that Barca and PSG meets in the final. But hold on, Barcelona didn't win the semi-final, so we weren't able to play the final. This season we have the chance. This is not the final, but the group stages, but the league phase, whatever you want to call it. But still, we have to win this game, bro. I don't know about any other game. We have to beat PSG this time. We have to show that fucking Dembele, his place. Everybody was saying Due is better than Yamal. I'm bloody sure Yamal is gonna cook in this game. So let's be stay tuned. Of course, there's going to be a live stream for this game. Stay tuned for that. Other than that, Barca versus Chelsea, also a very hostile game. You know about the history, you know about what happened before when these two teams faced against each other once in the final of the Champions League as well. And there was a lot of controversies. Drogba, right? So regarding those controversies, everybody was saying that that particular Champions League was rigged. But of course, it was just a controversy. People talked about it for a long time, and from that time, Barca versus Chelsea has been quite a fierceful battle. And of course, they also beat our beloved PSG as well in the Club World Cup final. Barca was not in the tournament even. That was the reason nobody cared basically. So whatever it is, I'm just joking, guys. Um, This game is going to be a very good game as well. I'm looking forward to this particular game. There's going to be a live stream for this game as well, and we have to win both the games. Bhai. I don't care even if we lose against some fodder teams, maybe a match or so, but we need to win against PSG and Chelsea. And I believe in my team. I think Barca is going to beat both of these teams. All right. Next, I don't think so. Barca gonna lose against Frankfurt. We have to take our revenge against Frankfurt. Remember, guys, right? We know what they did to us in the Europa League when we were there. They completely, thrashed us, right? In our home ground. Used to play in Camp Nou that time, and they thrashed us. So, वो भी एक revenge बाकी है भाई. We have to take that revenge as well. Let's see what happens. Olympiakos could be a very tough tie, although it is in home. If it was away, it would have been a very good, hostile environment and very hostile game to watch. But as it is in home, I think Barca is going to beat them easily. Slavia Praha, though, it is going to be a no very hostile game because it is. I think Slavia Praha, they are a team who were also playing the Champions League last year, so they are doing quite good in their league. They are getting Champions League football quite often, right? So I feel like they're gonna give some issues to Barca, but Barca gonna beat them easily. Apart from these two games, PSG versus Chelsea, the most anticipated game I think from this particular fixture is Barca versus Newcastle. Everybody is sleeping on this particular game, guys. I think this is going to be a banger of a match. Barca against Newcastle. Newcastle plays a completely different style of football than Barcelona. Their midfield, not just their midfield, their whole team is physically on another level. Like Barca players are not that physical, not any other player. Obviously, Barca के लौंडे बहुत ज़्यादा technical है, skillful है, they're prodigies, but Newcastle has some team which can frustrate any other club. Bhai. Like they have players who can completely cut you out of the game, and they will frustrate you. They will annoy you with their physicality, with tackles, challenges. You have to persevere through that, and you have to score goals against this team. So this is also going to be a very good game, and even away, right, at St James's Park. That is a very good stadium as well. Like it's going to be booming with crowd. So let's see what happens from this particular game. I would only predict Barca to draw maybe a couple of match. Other than that, I think Barcelona has a pretty good chance of going undefeated in the whole group section. That is going to be something that I'm gonna predict. I know these words are gonna bite me back after the league phase, but we move like that, right? So Barca is going to beat all the teams, I think. Maybe there is going to be a draw or two, maybe against Newcastle, maybe against Chelsea, maybe against who knows, Slavia Praha. So other than that, I think Barca is going to be perfect in this Champions League phase. और इसी के साथ we have completed all the major teams. There are a lot of other teams as well, but mostly we have talked about those matches while talking about some other draws. So most of the big teams are done. Obviously, you don't want to see me giving predictions on those games against Praha and Pafos and those teams, right? So we have given our prediction for the Champions League. Although this is just the prediction for the league phase. Once the round of 16 gonna come, we are gonna give our predictions, inevitable predictions for the Champions League as well, knockout stages. Um, just stay tuned for that and be with us in this channel. We are trying to grow something here, and I am trying my best to give you guys content as soon as I can. And let's see how much we can grow this channel. Yeah. So we have talked about most of the matches. There is one match that particularly I wanted to talk about, which is this particular game of Pafos against Olympiakos. This game is going to be very good, not for the reasons that you might think, not for the footballing reasons, not for the reasons that we are going to see star players playing in this game, or even we are going to see very good quality of football, but practically saying, if you guys don't know, there has been a very big political imbalance between Cyprus and Greece. And I think Pafos is from a team from Cyprus, and Olympiakos is obviously a Greek team. So on a human level, this is going to be very interesting to see how this particular game commences, because there could be a lot of hostility, fights, protests going on in this match. So we have to take a closer look towards that. And saying that, we have given our Champions League group stages predictions. And let me know down in the comments that which particular games are you guys looking forward to the most. Other than that, I would just like to request you guys, if you are enjoying the content so far, Please like the video, subscribe to the channel. That is the least you can do. We are trying to grow a big community here. And please let me know down in the comments as well that how you want me to improve my content and what else we can make content on. Other than that, really appreciate the views, guys. Um, I have seen some channels in the past getting 7, 8 views for making like videos, but our videos are doing better than that, and I hope that you guys are gonna, be there with me in the future as well when we make something big out of this channel. And videos are gonna come non-stop, guys. The next video is already recorded. We just need to edit it and upload it. Once that is done, I'm gonna make sure that I give you guys all the content that I can, that is humanly possible from my end. All I need from you guys is to just support me in this journey, and please subscribe to the channel and like the video, and we'll see you in the next video. Peace out. Other than these games, there is actually a very interesting game that I just wanted to talk about, which is this particular game of Pafos against Olympiakos. This is not going to be a very big game in terms of football quality, in terms of the players we're going to see in this match. But if you guys don't know, there has been a political imbalance going on between Cyprus and Greece, between their lands, right? There has been this issue going on for quite a long time now, and it is at the peak. So I think playing the match against these two teams, Pafos I think is from Cyprus and Olympiakos is obviously from Greece. So this is going to be a very hostile game, not in terms of footballing quality maybe, but in terms of how the game will matter after the game, how the uh, people will protest against these kind of imbalances in this game. So we also have to take a close look towards this game as well. Other than that, we have talked about all the Champions League games, and I am really stoked, guys. Let me know in the comments which matches are you looking forward to the most. And other than that, we are gonna come back with a different video next time. And so we have talked about most of the matches. There is one match that particularly I wanted to talk about, which is this particular game of Pafos against Olympiakos. This game is going to be very good, not for the reasons that you might think, not for the footballing reasons, not for the reasons that we are going to see star players playing in this game, or even we are going to see very good quality of football, but practically saying, if you guys don't know, there has been a very big political imbalance between Cyprus and Greece. And I think Paphos is from a team from Cyprus, and Olympiakos is obviously a Greek team. So on a like human level, this is going to be very interesting to see how this particular game, commences, because there could be a lot of hostility, fights, protests going on in this match. So we have to take a closer look towards that. And saying that, we have given our Champions League group stages predictions. And let me know down in the comments that which particular games are you guys looking forward to the most. Other than that, I would just like to request you guys, if you are enjoying the content so far, please like the video, subscribe to the channel. That is the least you can do. We are trying to grow a big community here. And please let me know down in the comments as well that how you want me to improve my content and what else we can make content on. Other than that, really appreciate the views, guys. I have seen some channels in the past getting 7, 8 views for making like videos, but our videos are doing better than that, and I hope that you guys are gonna, be there with me in the future as well when we make something big out of this channel. And videos are gonna come non-stop, guys. The next video is already recorded. We just need to edit it and upload it. Once that is done, I'm gonna make sure that I give you guys all the content that I can, that is humanly possible from my end. All I need from you guys is to just support me in this journey, and please subscribe to the channel and like the video, and we'll see you in the next video. Peace out.